Have you ever caught yourself doing something you never used to do? Not something big, just something small, pausing for a moment before getting out of your favorite chair, or realizing you've started sitting down more often than you used to, looking at the stairs and wondering if you really need to go upstairs right now, asking someone else to carry the heavier grocery bag because it suddenly feels just a little too heavy. These little moments don't usually happen all at once. They happen quietly, slowly, almost without us noticing. And that's why so many people simply smile and say, "Well, I guess I'm just getting older." But what if that's not the whole story? What if feeling weaker isn't always simply a part of aging? What if some of the things you've accepted as normal are actually warning signs that your body needs something different? Not less activity, not less life, but more support, more movement, and more strength than you've been giving it. Because here's something that may surprise you. Growing older is normal. Feeling weaker isn't something we should automatically accept. In fact, many healthy adults in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s continue building strength, improving their balance, and living active, independent lives. The human body is far more remarkable than most people realize. It never stops responding to healthy habits. Not at 50, not at 65, and not even at 80. There's a quiet lie we've been told about getting older. It's so common that most of us never stop to question it. We've been taught that after a certain age, becoming weaker is simply part of life, that slowing down is inevitable, that feeling less energetic is something we're supposed to accept, and perhaps the most damaging belief of all, that losing strength is simply the price we pay for growing older. But what if that isn't entirely true? Because here's what many people don't realize. There's an enormous difference between growing older and growing weaker. Growing older is inevitable. Growing weaker, however, is often influenced by the choices we make every single day. Think about the people you've met throughout your life. Some seem full of energy well into their 70s, while others struggle years earlier. Why? Because age is only one piece of the story. What we do consistently matters more than many of us realize. Our bodies are remarkably adaptable. When we move them, nourish them well, and challenge them regularly, they respond, often much later in life than most people realize. Healthy aging isn't about pretending we're still 30 years old. It's about giving our bodies what they need to remain strong, capable, and independent for as long as possible. Unfortunately, many people begin making small compromises without realizing it. They walk a little less. They sit a little longer. They stop prioritizing protein. They avoid activities that challenge their balance or strength. And because these changes happen slowly, they don't feel dangerous. Until one day they notice something has changed. Climbing the stairs feels harder. Carrying groceries feels heavier. Standing up feels slower. And they quietly tell themselves, "I guess this is just aging." But this is where I want to give you something I hope you'll remember long after this video is over. Please don't assume that every loss of strength is something you simply have to accept. Your body is not finished with you yet. It is still listening. It is still adapting. And it is still capable of becoming stronger than it is today. The most beautiful thing about healthy aging isn't living longer. It's remaining strong enough to continue living life on your own terms. And in just a moment, I'm going to share some of the quiet warning signs that many people overlook. Signs that your body may be asking for a little more care before weakness begins to steal more of your strength and independence. Because sometimes the smallest changes are the ones that matter most. But weakness rarely arrives overnight. It doesn't knock on the door one morning and announce that it has arrived. Instead, it whispers. And that's exactly why so many people miss the early signs. You may notice that you're sitting down more often than you used to. Not because you want to, but because your body seems to ask for more rest than before. Perhaps you've stopped carrying the heavier grocery bags, Or maybe you've started using the handrail every time you walk upstairs. You might find yourself saying things like, "I'm just not as strong as I used to be," or "I guess this is what happens when we get older." But sometimes these aren't simply signs of aging. They're signs that your body is asking for something it may not be getting enough of: movement, strength, nourishment, and recovery. One of the biggest warning signs many people overlook isn't weakness itself, it's avoidance. Avoiding the stairs, avoiding longer walks, avoiding carrying something that once felt easy. Here's something I find incredibly encouraging about healthy aging. If you spend time around active people in their 70s and 80s, you'll begin to notice something interesting. They aren't necessarily exercising for hours every day. They aren't chasing perfection, and they certainly aren't trying to become 25 again. They're simply doing small things consistently that help them remain strong, mobile, and independent. The first habit is this: they never stop protecting their strength. Many people believe weakness is simply something that happens with age. Healthy seniors see it differently. They understand that strength is something worth protecting every single day. That means continuing to move their bodies regularly, taking walks, standing up more often, challenging their muscles in simple ways, even if it's just for a few minutes each day. Because muscles have a simple message for us: use them or lose them. And thankfully, there's another message that's just as true: use them, and they'll continue working for you. The second habit may surprise you. They nourish their bodies instead of simply feeding them. As we grow older, our bodies often need more attention, not less. Healthy seniors make sure they're eating enough nourishing foods and getting the protein their muscles need to stay strong. There's another habit that active and healthy seniors have in common, and I believe it's one of the biggest reasons they continue enjoying life for so many years. They never stop challenging their balance. Balance is one of those things we rarely think about until we begin to lose it. Yet something as simple as standing on one foot for a few seconds, taking regular walks, or gently challenging your body's stability can make a meaningful difference over time. Because staying strong isn't only about muscles, it's also about confidence. Confidence to walk without fear, confidence to travel and enjoy life's simple moments, and confidence to continue living life on your own terms. The fourth habit is something many people underestimate. Healthy seniors make recovery a priority. They don't wear exhaustion like a badge of honor. They understand that quality sleep, staying hydrated, and giving their bodies time to recover are all part of remaining strong and active. Before we end, I want to leave you with one simple thought. Imagine yourself 10 years from now. What does that version of you look like? Is that person still taking walks on a beautiful morning, still climbing the stairs without hesitation, still carrying their own groceries, still laughing, traveling, and enjoying the little moments that make life so meaningful? Or have they slowly given up those things because they believed weakness was simply something they had to accept? You see, independence isn't something we lose overnight. It's usually lost little by little in the small choices we make every single day. But thankfully, the opposite is also true. Strength isn't built overnight either. It's built little by little in the small choices we make every single day. One walk, one healthy meal, one extra moment of movement, one better night's sleep, one stronger choice at a time. If there's one thing I hope you'll take away from today's video, it's this: growing older is normal. Growing weaker isn't something we should automatically accept. Your age is only one number in your story. It is not the ending of your story. Your story isn't over yet. Your next chapter can still be your strongest one. And becoming stronger can begin with the small choices you make today. So please, don't say, "I'm too old." Instead, say, "I'm ready to start where I am." Because becoming stronger after 65 doesn't begin with doing something extraordinary. It begins with doing something small, consistently. And perhaps that's the most beautiful thing about healthy aging. It's never about becoming younger. It's about remaining strong enough to keep living the life you love. Because it's never too late to become stronger. And I'd love to hear from you. What is one thing you're going to do this week to become just a little stronger than you are today? Let me know in the comments below. And if this video encourages you, don't forget to subscribe to Aging Strong Wellness, where we're learning how to stay strong, active, and independent at every stage of life. Thank you for spending these few minutes with me today, and I'll see you in the next video.